All right, today we are cracking open one of the most influential self-help books ever written, Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. We're going to unlock the secrets that have literally changed millions of lives.
So, where does all this come from? Well, our story actually begins more than a century ago, with a pretty incredible challenge from one of the richest men in the world at the time.
You see, the industrial giant Andrew Carnegie was convinced he had a secret formula for success. So he throws down this gauntlet to a young reporter, Napoleon Hill. The challenge? Spend the next 20 years, 20 years, studying the most successful people on the planet to prove this secret and then share it with the world.
And Hill actually did it. He accepted the challenge. He started analyzing all these titans of industry. We're talking Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, John D. Rockefeller. He was searching for that one common thread that tied all their successes together. So what on earth did he find out?
Okay, so the very first clue to Carnegie's secret is this incredibly powerful idea that our thoughts, well, they aren't just little sparks in our brain. When you learn how to harness them correctly, they can become real, tangible forces.
And Hill has the perfect story to show exactly what he means. It's about a guy named Edwin C. Barnes, and it's pretty wild.
Now, Barnes had this one single burning desire. He wanted to go into business with the great Thomas Edison. The thing is, he had no money. He didn't even know Edison, but his desire was absolutely definite. He was so determined he actually hopped a freight train just to get to Edison's laboratory.
So Edison sees this guy and gives him a pretty menial job, basically to get him in the door. And for 5 long years, Barnes does this work. But the whole time, he never lets go of that one all-consuming purpose. See, in his own mind, he wasn't just a worker. He was already Edison's partner. He was just waiting for reality to catch up.
Then, his big break comes. It's a new invention, the Edison dictating machine. And here's the kicker. Nobody else's sales team wanted to touch it. They all thought it would fail. But Barnes, he saw his chance. He goes to Edison, convinces him he can sell this thing, and he doesn't just succeed, he completely knocks it out of the park. It was so successful that Edison gave him a national marketing contract for it.
The result was this legendary partnership. And you might even recognize the slogan, made by Edison and installed by Barnes. This guy literally thought his way into a fortune. It's an amazing story. But what happens when that kind of determination just isn't there? What happens when it falters?
Well, for that, let's look at the flip side of the coin with the story of a man named R.U. Darby. He got gold fever, started digging, but quit when the vein of ore seemed to disappear. He just gave up. And the man who bought his machinery? He brought in an expert who found that the gold was just 3 feet from where Darby had stopped digging. 3 feet! This taught Hill a huge lesson. The most common cause of failure is quitting when you're faced with what feels like a dead end, but is really just temporary defeat. So that difference between Barnes, who persisted for 5 years, and Darby, who quit 3 feet from gold, that brings us to the first major part of the secret. Desire. And we're not talking about just, a simple wish, like, oh, I hope I get rich. No, Hill is talking about a burning desire. It's this intense, pulsating obsession that pushes everything else aside. And he actually lays out a super practical 6-step method to take that burning desire and turn it into its financial equivalent. Okay, let's walk through this. First, be super specific. Exactly how much money do you want? Second, what are you going to give in return? There's no such thing as something for nothing. Third, pick a definite date. Fourth, create a plan. And, this is key, start right away. Fifth, write it all down. And here's the part that is so crucial, step 6. You read that statement out loud, twice a day. And as you read it, you have to see, feel, and believe you already have the money. It's about turning a wish into a solid, unshakable objective. But look, having this burning desire, it's just not enough on its own. It needs a catalyst, something to activate it. And that brings us to the next piece of the puzzle that Hill identified. This is the second crucial step to riches, faith. Hill has this fantastic way of describing it. He calls faith the head chemist of the mind. It's the element that mixes with your thoughts and gives them real power. So what he's saying is you have to absolutely believe you can get what you're after. And this isn't just wishful thinking or blind hope. It's a deep, unwavering conviction that you will reach your goal, period. And this is where it all clicks together, right? That 6th step we just talked about, reading your goal out loud every single day, that's not just about reminding yourself. It's specifically designed to build this very faith. It creates this powerful feedback loop. Your burning desire fuels your faith, and in turn, your growing faith makes that desire absolutely unshakable.
So, let's step back for a second. After 2 decades of research, what's the big secret? What's the formula that Andrew Carnegie challenged Napoleon Hill to find? Well, here it is. The secret isn't some magic word or a hidden password. It's the incredible psychological power that you unleash when you master your own mind by combining these 3 forces: a burning desire, an unwavering faith, and a definite plan. That's the formula. And believe me, this isn't just some old-timey advice. The principles in this book, first published way back in 1937, have inspired generations of leaders and entrepreneurs. Just look at Damon John from Shark Tank. He says he rereads it every few years just to keep his drive going.
And it's not just for business. World heavyweight boxing champion Ken Norton said the book changed his life dramatically and made him a stronger person. What Hill's philosophy really shows us is that we are the masters of our own destiny for one simple reason: because we have the power to control our own thoughts.
And that idea is just perfectly captured in that famous line from William Ernest Henley's poem Invictus. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul.
So that leaves us with one final question. Now that you know the secret, what are you going to achieve? Because when you really understand that every single great achievement starts as just an idea, and that idea is backed by a burning desire and unshakable faith, well, you start to realize that the only limitations that truly exist are the ones we set up in our own minds.